At 24, I had what seemed like a perfect life. 120k salary, stable job, bright future, so why did I feel like I was wasting my life? For the longest time, I worked away to achieve my parents' dream, but on the inside, I was withering away. Your 20s are supposed to be the best time of your life, right? Then why was I stuck in the office every single day, just a small cog in a huge machine? Well, at least it paid the bills at the cost of my fun and joy. But with all that, I had a thought, and I decided it was time to throw this all away and go on a different path. Content creation. Whoa, okay, that escalated very quickly. Let me show you exactly how we got to this point. My whole life felt like a one-way road, academic success at all costs. Through high school, I spent most of my waking hours studying to achieve the Asian parent's dream of becoming a doctor. Everything went according to plan, but one final exam crushed my years of effort. What also didn't help me is that everyone around me made it while I did not.
Hello, one of Andy's friends. What's your name and what do you do?
Hey, my name's Afif and I'm a doctor. That's gonna be everyone though.
So back to the drawing board, and I thought long and hard of the next best option, which was to become a lawyer. And I actually never really told anyone about this because I absolutely hated it once I went to uni. Everyone was talking out their ass and I said enough is enough. I dropped out after 4 weeks and I took a gap year. Everyone around me was moving forward and I was left behind. I thought to do some traveling and then try my best to capture some of it. That's when I picked up a camera for the first time. Suddenly, life wasn't just about grades and goals. It was about capturing moments. I traveled, explored, and went on adventures. I actually had some hobbies for once, but reality called. I had to return to university. My travels continued during every break. The footage just piled up. I never had the time to edit. Then COVID hit. For the first time in years, I was alone with nothing but time. And so I dove into my old footage and started editing and posting like crazy. I had actually posted on Instagram for 3 years and literally got nowhere. But then one day the views started trickling in. Before I knew it, I had my first viral hit. From 2020 onward, I took content creation seriously. I was posting 3 times a week, juggling university and my growing passion. And then I graduated and stepped into the sad corporate world. At 24, I was earning 120k in a bank doing software engineering. On paper, I was thriving, but inside I was restless. My prime years, 23, 24, 25, were slipping away in an office. I was really living just for 4 weeks of paid time off every year. I started taking small jobs in content creation. I used my vacation days to pursue them, but soon all my leave was gone. Quitting my job felt impossible. I had bills to pay, a family to support, and a whole identity tied to my career. Could I really throw it all away? Honestly, no. So I did the next best thing and began manifesting my dreams online, telling my audience I was on the road to quitting. Software engineer to full-time content creator.
It's been 4 months.
And I'm still a software engineer, but we've made progress.
We've been able to work with some huge clients which I never thought was possible.
I got a wholesome 6k subs on YouTube. Appreciate everyone who's on there. But I'm making about half my current salary, which is not very ideal.
Honestly, maybe it's just time to take the leap.
Hurry up and quit your job, mate.
Looking back, this was pretty stupid. I literally made TikToks in my office telling everyone and probably my employer that I was planning to quit. Not a great look, but early 2023 was a turning point. Sony Reach Out invited me on an incredible trip with creators I'd admired for years. On this trip, I felt like a fraud. These were some crazy established creators, and then there was me working at a bank. I remember the first time I talked to Pat K, I was so nervous. This guy was the king of Sydney photography, and he looked so stern in his videos. It was bad. Genuinely, the Sony team gave me the confidence for the first time I could be a full-time creator. But surprise, surprise, reality hit hard when I returned to the office. My thoughts always spiraled. What if I quit and the brand deals dry up? What if my following stops growing? Still, I pushed forward. I kept making content from my office, a potential HR nightmare that went unnoticed. People laughed, I didn't care. I was determined. For 2 years, I spent every night after work making content, posting at least 4 times a week. It was a grind, but it felt like my only way to exit the rat race, so that never stopped pushing me. I got some bigger deals and I started to think that things were possible. But I was still quite a pussy and I needed a safety net, so I had the bright idea and asked for 3 months of unpaid leave to travel and create. Maybe this wasn't so bright of an idea because I would be losing out on $40,000 of my salary if I just stayed in Sydney, and then thinking about all the money I would spend on flights, it just made my stomach churn. Until now, I was all talk, just cruising in my comfy life.
However, the time had come to throw everything into motion. now or never.
I went around the world to over 10 countries. This was my series of posting every day for 100 days and quitting my job at the end. Secretly, I thought there was a 0% chance I was going to quit from the start. That's how much I believed in myself. Every day I filmed, edited, and posted while traveling. The investment was terrifying, $20,000 into travel with no guarantees. It kind of paid off. My brand grew and I landed a few jobs that barely broke me even.
At the end of my travels, I found myself in Hawaii. I didn't expect it, but I fell for this amazing girl. But that's a story for another time.
When I returned to work, my fire was reignited, but I was still tethered to the desk. Content creation was earning me close to $70,000, yet I hesitated. How could I really give up the stability I'd worked so hard for my whole life? With more countless hours of working, making content, praying that brands give me enough time so I can shoot projects on the weekend, I actually started working with dream travel brands. I got more brand deals, but I also wrote a ton of code at the office.
Some debugging.
In 2024, my content creation income was actually near my software engineering salary for once in this whole 4-year journey. Throughout this entire process, I told everyone around me I was going to quit while I was 25.
But I've promised myself by the time I'm 25, I will turn things around, so watch this space. Did I believe in myself? Probably not. But although I continually lie to myself, I will never lie to my audience, so this time I had to take a leap of faith.
And who would have guessed I quit my job when I was 25 years and 343 days old. Talk about clutch. Now, just because you quit your job, you haven't achieved anything. A lot of things can go wrong. You can make no money. People kept telling me, the stars align when you take a leap of faith. They just get so many jobs. Things just work out. And I was so skeptical. Surely the people who don't make it and fail, they just don't post it on social media, right? But somehow it felt like the universe was looking out for me. Since then, it's only been 4 months. I worked with dream travel brands, traveled to incredible places, and even made $25,000 in a single month. I released the Creator's Playbook, sharing how I've built my career in content creation, everything from going viral to filmmaking and my editing secrets. This process hasn't been without fear. Part of me still wonders, what if it all disappears? If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The scariest risks are the ones worth taking. So whatever your dream is, take one step towards it today. You don't need to quit your job or do anything drastic. Just try something new. Pick up a hobby. You'll thank yourself later. This is just the beginning. Who knows what will happen in the future? If you are new here, welcome to my journey. I'll be sharing more stories, adventures, and even maybe some lessons. For now, I will leave you with this.
Take a chance on yourself. Take a risk. Because even if you're scared like I was many times,
It might just change your life. Subscribe, stick around, and let's see where this ride takes us.